Hi, everyone. It's Rick here. Thanks to my daughter, Joanne, I now have a YouTube channel. So what I hope to do is replace my nightly emails with brief 5, no more than 10-minute recaps of the market activity. And putting in a visual form may give it some more meaning. It may not. If not, then you guys will let me know. And every now and then I'll do a little longer video, such as I'm going to do shortly, that imparts a bit of education along the way and explains some of the process. So the first video of this is really, why am I doing this? So what is the purpose of doing these nightly recaps? And the first and foremost reason is really to help people avoid a significant drawdown of their retirement accounts, particularly if you're near retirement. I've instances of people that have got a couple of $1 million in RSPs. They're at or near retirement, and all of a sudden the market melts down, such as we've experienced in the last damn near a year, last 6 months for sure, more than 20–30%. And so now a $2 million portfolio that you're relying on for income and capital to retire on is now down to like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million. And that makes an enormous difference. So I think there's some very simple things that we can do that can help avoid that kind of catastrophe. And so that's my primary purpose for doing this. And I'll give you an example of that. I think I shared last week a spreadsheet, this spreadsheet here, that shows the bear market declines over the past 50 years. And we've had a dozen of them that have been more than 20%. And any one of these can be have a significant effect on your retirement accounts. A couple of things to pay attention to here is the duration in months. So this is how long the bear market lasted from the very peak to the trough. And they're generally not that long. I mean, as long as 2 or 3 months, up to the longest was 31 months, which is pretty damn long. And then the severity ranges anywhere from 24 to 50%. The key for the buy and hold investors, though, is if you didn't sell, you didn't have any rules for selling to limit your losses. And how long did it take you to get back to break even? Well, in some cases, it took 6, 7, even 8 years to get back to break even. And I don't know about you, at 77 years old, I can't afford to wait 6, 7 years or so to get back to break even. So I absolutely need some rules to protect my capital. And then when things turn around, I'm compounding from a much higher base. So that's the primary goal for what I'm trying to impart to you people is protection of your capital. The second driver, if you like, a purpose, is to help investors achieve above average returns from the market. And what I mean by this is, like, okay, on the downside, this year the market is measured by the NASDAQ or the Standard & Poor's. Toronto's doing a little bit better. It's down maybe 18 to 23%. Personally, I'm down 6%. Not happy about that, but that's significantly better than what the market is doing as a whole. Now, when things turn around, as they will eventually, and the market goes up, let's say 10% in a year, I would like to think that above average returns, I'll be able to achieve 30, 40+% returns. So that's what I mean by above average. And so part of my teaching will be how you guys can do that. Maybe not to that extent. You're not going to become as active a trader as I am necessarily, but how you can still achieve those kinds of returns by only paying attention to the market maybe once a week. And then for very few of you that are active investors, I can perhaps help and share my methodology, which may be of interest to you. Now, what's in it for me? Like, why do I do this? Well, teaching actually helps me become a better student of the market. I think I make better trading decisions when I'm forced to share my thinking. And this will become even more so as I share my trades in these nightly videos. I have to show you what I'm doing. And if I'm showing you crap, that's going to go against every principle I've got. So I've got to really sharpen my game so that I keep you guys sharp at the same time. So that's really why I'm doing this. And it's fun, and I enjoy the teaching. So let's look at a chart. This is the Standard & Poor's, the SPY. It's a proxy for the Standard & Poor's for the past 2.5 years. And as you can see from this area in here, even your shopping center, financial advisor, working for a bank, or whatever, could have made you money in this period of time. Not real difficult. Same thing here, right? This is easy. And it doesn't, like I say, any sort of financial advisor would have given you some pretty decent returns. What I'm trying to help you with, and help myself with, is this part. Like how do we keep ourselves safe in this kind of an environment? So let me just get rid of these. And the methodology really is extremely simple. On this chart, this line here represents a 10-week moving average. And this one is the big daddy. This is a 40-week moving average. The equivalent on a daily chart would be the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. And these are the moving averages that are widely followed by all institutions. You will, basically, they get very positive when it's above and they get negative when it's below. And when bad things happen, they always happen below the 200-day or the 40-week moving average. It always happens in this area. You won't get any huge, massive declines when things are way up at the top. It takes a while for them to drift down, and then this kind of stuff happens. So what I want to do, what I like to do, is help you survive in this kind of a market. So you can look at this chart and say, well, Rick, you know, it always comes back. I mean, here we went below, sure, but then it came back. So, you know, my financial advisors tell me, like, the market always goes up. Wait, you know, don't sell. You're selling near the bottom. And the same thing could be said over here. You know, we dipped below the 40-week moving average. We came back. We went below it again. And just a couple of weeks ago, we went back above it. You know, it's going to go back up. So all is good. I don't need to worry about selling rules because all is good. You could be right. I hope you're right. It makes it a lot easier. But one of the things I want you to think about, and I've drawn it on this chart, what happens if the market does this? And instead of going back up, we do something like this. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And this would mean another 24% down. I don't know about you, but I don't want to, you know, my tolerance for risk is 8%, not going negative 24. So this could happen. And you can say, well, the odds of that are not that great. Maybe not, but I don't want to take the chance. I would rather sit around here and wait for it to go back up before I get back in the market. And I'll give you a couple of cases in point. Let's just go back in time. And some of the bad things that could have happened in the past. So let's go back to, see, the market ripped here from the early 1990s up to 2000. Then this decline here was almost 50%, 48.9, 48.7%. Now that's a serious setback. Had you been a buy and hold type, like your financial advisor say, oh, it's always going to come back. Well, it did actually. This peaked in 2000, September 2000. And sure enough, it came back in October 2007, 7 years. But wait, it only lasted about 2 or 3 months, and then whoops, 56% down again. Ah, crap. So now we have to wait until 2013 for it to get back to break even again. So this is the kind of thing that we need to avoid. The other thing is if you're in retirement or near retirement, these can kill you. And even if you're much younger, you don't want to sit through this. If you could get out somewhere up in here, stick in cash, and then when the market starts to come back up here, you're now compounding from a much better base, and your returns are going to be exponentially higher. So you get back in somewhere around here, you ride it up, you're out up here near the peak, you just sit, you can sleep at night, and then you wait and you wait and you wait, and then we get it back above the 40-week moving average, and you get back in, and you get the picture. You're now compounding. The money you had up here has been plowed back into the market, back way down here, and you're going to be compounding your returns that much faster. So that's really why what I'm trying to impart here. There's a little more nuances to that, I suppose, but I'm going to try and keep this what I call so simple, so that you can just review the charts on a weekly basis and make your decision of whether I should be invested or not invested, without having to overthink things and being a real student of charts and so on and so forth. So, and I'm here along the way to help, but at some point I won't be here, so you need to learn this on your own. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. I hope you get some benefit out of it, and I will learn this Zoom and YouTube stuff and get start sending it out that way, and hopefully you'll find that a better format. Cheers.